there's quite a few parallels between this 2000 and 2014-15. When Mickey Adams came through the door, it was a trusted name who had success at other places, and Nigel comes in that way. But I think with Nigel, though, there's a certain level of integrity about him, and I've got a lot of confidence in him that he will excel. So I think I've got a bit more respect for Nigel than I did for Mickey. How will we? I think we've got a squad of players that are here for more than a year, and players who've got things to prove. Whereas 2014-15, we ended up with a lot of journeymen who were here on a very short-term basis, who on paper, and one of the parallels as well is on paper, a lot of our players have got good reputations, and the players that we signed during that 14-15 season, a lot of them had previous good reputations as well. But I think this year, and we're starting to see it a bit more now, it seems a bit more settled. We've got players who've been here for a couple of years who we can hopefully rely on a bit more. Tom Davies seems to be coming into a bit more form. Jordan Turnbull's another. Yeah, that's one I'm not 100% certain of at the moment. But I think the fixtures where we're actually picking up points as well, we're fully deserving the points against some of the better teams in the league in terms of Mansfield and Gillingham. We're not losing to the teams around us, which is the really important thing. And unlike with Mickey, where we had a bit of a honeymoon period, we never had the honeymoon period with Nigel when he came in on a temporary basis. So we're not on the crest of the wave and just hoping for that form continues. We're trudging out results. We're becoming difficult to beat now, which is something when Brian Little came in 2003-04, the first thing he did was make us difficult to beat. And now we're becoming difficult to beat. So whereas before we were losing matches, now we're drawing. And I think so the green shoots are, I think, a bit more vibrant than they might have been under Mickey Adams back in the 14-15 season. But so hopefully these green shoots turn into nice, pretty flowers rather than they turn out to be weeds that take us down to the National League.
I think I agree with most of that. Over to you, Pat. No, I'm joking. I think, yeah, Mickey Adams came with the reputation he'd never been relegated. And whatever happened, he was never going to be relegated because he jumped ship before he could be. I think there was a lot going on behind the scenes at the club at that time. I think the feeling at the moment with the club, there's still a lot going on behind the scenes now. Talk of takeover, investment, mistakes that have happened in the short term that are still ringing true. Sort of like so with the appointment of Ian Dawes and the managers that we've changed. But there's one man that just seems to inspire confidence to the team, and he stood on the sidelines, isn't he? I think a lot of what's gone on with Tranmere's turning form does go down to one man. It's the same coaches, it's the same, players that are putting on the shirts. It's just one man's. No matter what was through him the first days, he's kind of carried on with his same message: positivity, resetting, do the right things, and the right thing will happen. And I think that's what gives me the most confidence, really, is the fact that if we do lose a game, I don't think it's the end of Nigel's world. Likewise, I don't think it's anything. If we win a game, I don't think he goes overly gushing to the players and gets carried away with himself. I think he is just literally. It must be quite repetitive, but I think that's just literally the way he manages, doing the basics right to a high level and repeat. And that's it. And that's what gives me the most faith, because reality of it is, as I said, I don't think we need to be world beaters in this league to, one, stay up, and to two, eventually get promoted out of this league. I think the reset that we've had in going back to a 4-4-2, a much more recognised shape for a Tranmere team, having two central midfielders offering a lot more cover to Davies and Turnbull, who were showing a little bit of creakiness. So Brad Walker and Regan Hendry both playing a little deeper, and we're kind of swamping the middle of the park when teams are attacking us, which is, as you said, making us hard to beat. So there's a whole coming together of a lot of things, but the one silver bullet that will make me think we'll stay in this league is to be fair, the manager's experience, his calmness, and his love of the basics. I just think that it goes to what I don't know if anyone listens to the games on with the away commentary, but what the Gillingham commentators said about Tranmere on one hand could be quite insulting, but on the other hand quite telling. They were turning around saying that Gillingham were beaten by a very bang average, basic Football League side, and we deserved to be down the bottom, and they didn't know how Gillingham, that played all this wonderful football, wonderful possession football and moving the ball from the back and the goalkeeper having lots of the ball, they just didn't know how we'd had 3 shots on goal and won the game 3-1. That's football at this level. It doesn't matter what your possession stats are. It doesn't matter how free flowing your passing is from the back. It's a load of rubbish if you're getting beat. If you're winning games, it's nice to have that and watch it as a fan, but we just need to get results, and that's where my positivity comes from, Nigel.